the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
ASEAN navies conclude AMNEX 2025. National Amnesty Commission grants safe conduct pass to 15 former rebels in Occidental Mindoro. DILG suspends classes in all levels and government work in several areas due to heavy rains. DPWH Chief Bonoan resigns, Dizon named DPWH Chief. Good day, everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Monday, first day of September, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Rolf Suzon, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News. DWDD Armed Forces News. And the ASEAN Multilateral Naval Exercise 2025 officially concluded its sea phase activities, marking a milestone in regional maritime cooperation and security. Naval forces from ASEAN executed complex activities such as maneuvering exercise, surface action group exercise, replenishment at sea approach, publication exercise, flash exercise, night streaming in company, and screening exercise to boost interoperability and mutual trust. The Philippine Navy, through BRP Antonio Luna, played a key role as officer conducting serials in SAGEX and MANEX that showcased its capability to lead multinational operations at sea. The successful completion of AMNEX 2025 reaffirmed ASEAN's collective commitment to protect sea lanes and promote peace, security, and stability in the region. DWDD Armed Forces News. And the National Amnesty Commission successfully distributed safe conduct passes to 15 former rebels from the 76th Infantry Battalion in a ceremony held at the provincial capital of Occidental Mindoro. The SCCP, a temporary document providing legal protection, ensures the safe and lawful integration of former rebels into mainstream society while they undergo the amnesty process. Beneficiaries who were once armed members of insurgent groups voluntarily surrendered and pledged their support for national unity and peace. Government forces and agencies reinforced the government strategy of granting new opportunities to former rebels while promoting long-term peace and order in conflict-affected areas. DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio. And from our reporter on the ground, let us hear the report of Ami about Naval Shipyard Undock's BRP Simbajon after major repairs. Ami?
Yes, Rolf, the Naval Shipyard successfully undocked the BRP Simbajon LC-291 from Yard Dock Facility YD-204 at West Commodore Posadas Wharf. It marked a key milestone in the vessel's maintenance cycle. The landing craft vessel underwent extensive hull, machinery, and electrical repairs under its scheduled dry docking and other related repairs, completed in-house by the Naval Shipyard. Remaining works will continue as a float repairs to restore the ship to full operational status. This is Sami reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ami. And the first company of the 2nd Civil Military Operations Battalion conducted a symposium for about 600 literary training service students of City College of Calapan at Barangay Ginubatan, Calapan City. The forum raised awareness on the deceptive recruitment tactics of communist terrorist groups and highlighted the nation's sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea. Former rebels also shared testimonies exposing the hardships and false narratives of insurgency while affirming that genuine progress lies in unity with the government. The activity demonstrated the Army's commitment in strengthening campus peace advocacy and fostering a safe, secure, and informed learning environment. And soldiers from the 35th, 41st, and 100th Infantry Battalions of the 1103rd Infantry Brigade showcased their combat skills on Day 2 of the first ever platoon challenge in Sulu. The troops executed scenario-based operations that tested their ability to plan, coordinate, and conduct offensive missions under simulated battlefield conditions. They also demonstrated tactical combat casualty care, performing life-saving interventions under pressure to emphasize the Army's commitment to reducing combat casualties. The event continues to sharpen the brigade's war-fighting and life-saving capabilities as it fulfills its mission to serving the Tausug and sustaining peace in Sulu.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
From Northern Luzon Command, let us hear some information from Joanne about Northern Luzon Command salutes the success of Exercise Alon 2025. Joanne?
The Northern Luzon Command congratulates all AFP personnel and partners from Australia, the United States, and Canada for the successful conduct of Exercise Alon 25 across Luzon under NOLCOM and in Palawan under WESCOM. This multinational training strengthened our collective capability and unity in safeguarding peace and security in the Indo-Pacific, in line with the Command's trust as a jointly engaged, sustainment, maintain, and readiness-trained force. From 15 to 29 August 2025, more than 3,600 troops from the AFP, Australia, the U.S. Marine Corps, and Canada participated in the exercise across both NOLCOM and WESCOM's areas of responsibility. In Luzon, within NOLCOM's AOR, participants carried out amphibious drills, live fire training, cyber defense, and civil military activities that enhance readiness and reinforce regional security, a clear success in unity and cooperation. NOLCOM Commander Lieutenant General Fernil G. Buca, Philippine Air Force, stated that the success of Alon 2025 is a proof of combined readiness, interoperability, and shared vision for a secure and rule-based Indo-Pacific. This is John Sagak reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 39th Infantry Battalion joined local authorities in a large-scale operation against illegal hydraulic mining or banlas in the tri-boundary of Barangays Pulobato, Danlag, and Tablo, Tampakan, South Cotabato. The operation, led by Mayor Leonard Escobillo and Police Provincial Director, Police Colonel Samuel Kadungon, resulted in the arrest of one suspect who attempted to escape but was injured after falling into a ravine, while two others remain large. Troops and law enforcers seized tools and equipment used in illegal mining and dismantled bank houses found in the area. The 39th IB reaffirmed its support to the LGU's campaign to stop illegal mining.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Department of Social Welfare and Development revealed its plan to assist over 32,000 former rebels in returning to their families and communities through its Social Case Management Service. The SWD Peace and Development Group Undersecretary Alan Tanjusay said the SCMS has been focusing on assisting the former rebels since they decided to return to the fold of the law. Under the initiative, the DSWD social workers and development workers will conduct needs assessments, formulate appreciate interventions, and facilitate the former rebels' access to social protection programs, livelihood opportunities, and other relevant government services aligned with their specific needs. Among the programs and services, the ex-rebels, their families, and other individuals affected by armed conflicts can avail of our psychosocial intervention and cash aid under the Assistance to Individuals in Crisis Situation program.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now we have more updates from Mike about 53rd Infantry Battalion builds water system in former insurgent haven in Zamboanga del Sur. Mike?
The 53rd Infantry Battalion, together with partner agencies and associations, has started constructing a water system in Saad Village, Dumingag, Zamboanga del Sur. once a stronghold of insurgents. The project launched through a Memorandum of Partnership Agreement, and groundbreaking ceremony will provide safe and sustainable water access to Saad Elementary School and the surrounding community. Alongside the construction, the 53rd IB and its partners also held a medical mission. The 53rd Infantry Battalion said the initiative reflects the collective efforts to transform conflict-affected areas into resilient, progressive communities. This is Mike reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mike.
DWDD National News.
And for our national news, the Department of the Interior and Local Government has announced the suspension of classes in all levels, both public and private. Government work in several areas is also suspended due to heavy rains and possible flooding. Those included in the suspension are Metro Manila, Bulacan, Pampanga, Cavite, Laguna, Quezon, and Rizal. Also included in the list are Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Albay, Catanduanes, Sorsogon, Masbate, and Occidental Mindoro.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has accepted the resignation of Manuel Bunuan as Secretary of the Department of Public Works and Highways. Bunuan's resignation takes effect today, September 1. He will be replaced by Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon. Presidential Communications Office said as DPWH Chief Dizon will lead the administration's campaign against corruption, beginning with a full organizational sweep of the department.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now some information from Jimboy about 102nd Infantry Brigade. Partners distribute abaca planting materials to MNLF families in Zamboanga del Norte. Jimboy?
The 102nd Infantry Brigade, in partnership with Pilpida and the Municipal Agriculture Office of Siraway, Zamboanga del Norte, distributed abaca planting materials to MNLF families and residents of Balongkan. The initiative, carried out with the 97 Infantry Battalion, seek to promote sustainable livelihood and economic resilience through abaca farming. Pilpida Provincial Officer Angelita Lanzado highlighted the global importance of abaca, noting its role in product ranging from timbag to currency note. The 102nd Brigade said the effort reflects the government commitment to nation building by providing former combatant and local communities with access to livelihood program that drive growth and peace. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jimboy.
DWDD National News.
And the Commission on Elections has launched a probe into at least 15 government contractors flagged for donating to candidates in the 2022 national and local elections. The probe comes as the Department of Public Works and Highways is reeling from a wave of corruption allegations tied to ghost flood control projects. This prompted the creation of a new anti-graft committee. The ban is anchored in Section 95 of the Omnibus Election Code, which prohibits campaign contributions from certain entities, including government contractors, financial institutions, public utilities, state-subsidized school, civil service and military personnel, and foreign corporations. The rule is designed to prevent corruption, conflicts of interest, and undue influence over public officials.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has issued Executive Order Number 33, ordering the Department of Agriculture to lead and monitor the implementation of the 60-day suspension of the importation of regular milled and well-milled rice. The suspension of rice imports will be from September 1 to October 30 unless shortened or extended. The 60-day suspension does not cover specialty rice varieties not commonly produced by local farmers. Under EO 93, the DA must work with the Department of Economy, Planning and Development and the Department of Trade and Industry and submit comprehensive reports on domestic rice supply and prevailing market prices.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear more updates from Mon about Navy Reserve Command brings reservist caravan to Olfo, Valenzuela. Mon?
The Naval Reserve Command celebrated the 46th National Reservist Week by holding the Reserve Force Caravan at Our Lady of Fatima University College of Maritime Education in Valenzuela City. The event showcased the crucial role of reservists in both peacetime and contingency operations, through recruitment booths and a static display by the Naval Special Warfare Force. Students and aspiring maritime professionals actively engaged in the activity, which promoted service, discipline, and patriotism. The Philippine Navy said the initiative strengthens community ties and inspires volunteerism to ensure readiness in times of need. This is Mon reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mon.
DWDD National News.
And the Commission on Elections has deferred the implementation of its decision affirming the nullification of the registration of the Duterte Youth Party list. COMELEC Chairperson George Erwin Garcia said the Commission decided to wait for the Supreme Court to rule on the motion filed by Duterte Youth. They are challenging the COMELEC decision to suspend the proclamation of the group. Garcia said the COMELEC will not yet move to implement the decision of the COMELEC and Bank. He added that there is so-called period of finality of the decision and we will wait for developments at the Supreme Court.
DWDD National News.
And Senate Minority Leader Vicente Soto III wants to amend Republic Act 7941 or the party list system law to restore real representation of the marginalized sector. He filed Senate Bill 182 to realign the party list system with its original intent under Constitution. Soto said through the years, the interpretation of the law on party list has expanded its qualification. He added that it deviated from the intent of the framers of the Constitution, which is to truly represent the marginalized and the underrepresented.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Ferdy about 4th Civil Military Operations Battalion leads IEC campaign for 700 students in Agusan del Sur. Ferdy?
Good day, everyone. The 1st Civil Military Operations Company of 4th CMO Battalion, in partnership with the 401st Infantry Brigade, conducted an information, education, and communication campaign at Santa Irene National High School, Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. Around 700 students from grades 7 to 12 attended the activity, which raised awareness on the insurgency, the CDG's deceptive recruitment, and the importance of defending the West Philippine Sea. The campaign also highlighted government programs addressing the root causes of insurgency and encouraged youth to actively contribute to nation building. Principal Jazreel L. Belansag thanked the Army for empowering students with knowledge to resist deceptive narratives and become responsible citizens. This is Freddy Blues reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ferdy.
DWDD National News.
And a bill that aims to regulate the use of artificial intelligence in the country has been filed in the House of Representatives. Cavite 2nd District Representative Lani Mercado Revilla said AI is not just a buzzword, it's a powerful force reshaping the world. She added that the public must embrace innovation, but not at the expense of our workers' dignity, livelihood, and rights. The bill also seeks to create the Artificial Intelligence Bureau in the Department of Information and Communications Technology.
DWDD National News.
And the Social Security System Pension Reform Program will start this month in line with the directive of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Supported by comprehensive actuarial studies, the PRP features a structured 3-year increase in pensions for all SSS pensioners. The PRP will not necessitate any contribution increase, unlike the 1,000 additional benefit allowance given to all pensioners starting 2017. The reform will benefit over 3.8 million pensioners, including 2.6 million retirement or disability pensioners and 1.2 million survivor pensioners. It is projected to inject 92.8 billion pesos into the economy from 2025 to 2027.
DWDD National News.
And for our final news, a Filipino priest who publicly protested against then-President Rodrigo Duterte's drug war and helped provide proper funerals to slain suspects is among the winners of this year's Ramon Magsaysay Awards. The Ramon Magsaysay Award is Asia's version of the Nobel Prize. In 2015, Father Flavio Villanueva founded the Arnold Janssen Kalinga Center, which provides food, clothing, and shelter to thousands in need in the Philippines, including those who may have engaged in drugs and petty crimes so they may reclaim self-respect.
DWDD National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Jhai Simbajon for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.